Good morning, guys. Happy Motivational Monday. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Stephanie. I'm back with another video. So today we're going to be talking about fear and success. Most of you guys, you may be afraid of success, low key. So it's a situation where you want to be successful, you want to strive, you want to go after your goals, but there's a lot that comes with it. There's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of challenges, etc. And every time you're about to do something good, you're like, I don't know if I can do it. And that may cause you to start fearing success. And most of the times we don't even know that we're fearing success. It's like we want to be successful, we want to achieve our goals, but it's like at the same time, it's like we don't even understand that we're fearing success when we procrastinate. We're fearing success when we listen to other people. We're fearing success when we're opening up our mouths and talking about our goals and our plans. A lot of that ties into fearing success, because when you're not afraid of success, most likely you're going to be doing things low-key, or most likely you're going to be keeping all of your goals to yourselves, or most likely you're just going to keep thriving, being ambitious, etc. And when you're not afraid of success, nothing can really stop you, right? Not even the naysayers, not even judgmental people. Okay, so we're going to go into a list of things that you guys may be going through and what you guys may need to actually work on in order for you guys to be healthy, and to have a very thriving career. Okay, so many of the times we are definitely afraid of success. We are afraid of success because we think we're gonna fail. And what people don't understand is failure is definitely a part of life. Okay, we fail at almost everything that we do, down to the simple things, right? So imagine now someone sends you to the store and asks you to buy something for them, and they tell you exactly what it is, and what happened was you found the brand that they wanted, except you bought the wrong type of the brand that they wanted. So let's just say they wanted like almond milk or something like that, right? And you bought the almond milk for them, but then at the same time you ended up buying a vanilla flavored almond milk, but they wanted original, right? So what happens is you automatically find a resolution to that problem, right? And it's so simple, so it's not like a big deal to find a resolution, right? All you have to do is bring it back to the store and return it, and and get the milk that they actually want. And it's that easy, right? Did you complain about it? No. Did you get upset about it? No. Even if you complained about it, it's not like a big of a deal. Do you get where I'm coming from? You did not say to yourself, oh my God, I messed up, oh my God, I failed. You know what you said to yourself? You said, you know what, I should have confirmed with this person. I should have called them or texted them and confirmed if they wanted the vanilla flavor or not, but you know what, that's fine. So you may have went through a shoulda, woulda moment, but it wasn't something that you were tearing yourself up over, right? It's the same thing when it comes to your dreams, your goals, and success. If you can find a resolution for something so simple, you can find a resolution for your dreams and your goals. But the reason why many are afraid to do this is because they feel like the dreams and their goals and all of that is bigger than almond milk. You know what I mean? It's a bigger type of issue. So if you decide to do something and you fail at it, you're going to beat yourself up more over that than, buying someone the wrong type of milk. Do you get where I'm coming from? But you have to have the same mindset. It does not matter if it's that little of a thing or if it's that big of a thing. You have to have that same mindset. Okay, and just know that even if you do fail, there's going to always be a resolution. Even if you fail, there's always going to be a resolution. We're going to fail at everything, but guess what? Because of the almond milk, now you know that every time this person sends you to the store, you know exactly what type of almond milk that they want now because of that one experience. It's the same concept with your career, whatever it is you're trying to do. Because you went through that failure, now you have learned. Now you can actually achieve a lot more, and you have the knowledge and the wisdom from that one moment of failure, and you're going to make sure you're not going to make the same mistakes again. That happens in life, that happens in businesses especially. It takes an average business owner at least 2 years to have things up and running smoothly to where they can actually generate an income that they're comfortable with, or to even start seeing a consistent flow of income, to consistently see progression in their business, and to get all the technical things and to get familiar with everything on the website, to get familiar with their own business. It takes an average business owner at least 2 years, right? The longer you keep going, the more knowledge the more wisdom you have. So you have to remember that anything in life you do, there's going to always be failure. So you have to ask yourself, whenever you're saying that you're afraid of failure, you have to say, what's the worst that can happen? Most of you will say, oh, I'll fail at it. But guess what? That's not the worst thing that can happen, because when it comes to failure, there's always a resolution. right? The worst thing that can actually happen is you not actually doing it. Hold on to that. What's the worst that can happen? Not failure, but you not actually doing it. You not actually taking the steps that are needed to get this business venture, to get this career, to get whatever it is that you're trying to achieve off the ground. Even it could even be a relationship. You know, most people are like, I'm afraid to go in that relationship because I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid to hurt this person, you know, or I'm afraid I won't be the man or the woman that they desire or that they need in their life, right? And then what's the worst that can happen? Not the failure, because if there was some type of failure in the relationship, you guys can both work on it together. You guys can both uplift each other and come to a resolution, right? But the worst thing that can happen is not pursuing that person, knowing deep down that you actually love that person. Because what can happen is you not taking that opportunity and that step to go towards that person. Now somebody else may meet that person. They may get married to that person. And then guess what happens? Now you actually really lost out. So the worst thing that can actually happen in a situation is not failure. It's actually not doing it. It's actually not taking the steps to do what it is that you want to do. And then later on in life regretting it. This is why there's so much haters out there. Because a lot of the times haters see that you are achieving your dreams. You have the strength, you have the guts to put yourself out there to go after your dreams. Not everyone has the guts to go after their dream. It takes a lot of guts and courage and, excuse my language, but a lot of balls to be able to go after your dreams. And not everybody has that. So most of the times people would rather hate on you for actually taking the steps to go after your dream than to actually uplift you, encourage you, and be motivated by that, right? It's a lot easier to be on the side of where there's less chaos. You know, going after your dreams, you're going to attract a lot of chaos. You're going to attract a lot of naysayers. You're going to attract a lot of doubts, a lot of obstacles, because on the other side of failure, there's success. On the other side of obstacles, there's peace. In order to get out of the dark tunnel to see the light, you know, you have to keep walking through the dark tunnel to get to the light, you know? So it's kind of like not everybody has that strength and that courage. So most of the times when someone sees that you're going after your dreams, they're only hating on you because they don't have the guts to do it. And like I said, it's a lot easier for them to be on the side of safety and not going through the chaos than to actually say, you know what, I'm going to put myself through some chaos to get to where I have to be in life, right? So remember that the worst thing that can happen is you not doing it. Another thing y'all got to realize when it comes to achieving your dreams and achieving your success in businesses, etc., is you cannot really speak about your plans to other people. It's okay to talk about your plans to people that you don't really know. If it's like a mentor or a coach or a life coach, that's different. If you're going to talk about your plans and you want to, you know, see if it's going to be a good idea, or if you want to, especially God, you got to talk to God first and foremost, right? But do not talk to people that you know deep down are not going to agree with you. The number one doubters when it comes to like your dreams and your goals, excuse me for saying this, but it's mostly family. Okay, and most of the times it's family. It's not that your family is hating. In some cases, yes, your family may be hating because they see you got this ambition, you got to thrive, you know, you have the energy to go after what it is that you want, and it's something that they never got to do. It could have been a situation where they may have had to settle, they may have had to make a lot of sacrifices, and the fact that they feel like you have it a lot more easier than them, they will put doubt in your mind so you don't go after that, you know. Or it may be a situation where because they had to settle and couldn't achieve their goals, they want you to achieve their goals. They want you to live out their own dreams, okay? So it's kind of like, okay, I can't be a doctor because I had to sacrifice and I had to work to pay the bills, you know, etc. I couldn't go to school, etc. So I'm gonna make sure that my child is a doctor, but your child may not want to be a doctor. So oftentimes, you know, it's not that family is hating on you. Sometimes it's literally just your family loves you, but they feel like, you know, maybe that what it is that they wanted to do, you know, is more important for you to actually do it in order for them to feel more comfortable, feel more confident, or the sacrifices that they may have made in their life, they don't want to feel like it was in vain if you don't get to achieve the dream that they want you to achieve. And sometimes it's just not good to say anything to your family about certain things, because sometimes, yes, they may see it as, you know, they may have doubt in you. They may think you're not smart enough, or they may think that you just don't have the strength to do it, you know. So most of the times, yes, family will go against your dreams. Like I said, it's not always because they're hating on you. Like I said, sometimes it's because they actually do love you and they just want the best for you, and they don't want you to make some mistakes, or they may feel like it's too it's too hard of a goal to achieve, or it's too big of a dream to achieve, and they may look at you like you're not able to achieve that, right? And sometimes, yes, your family can be hating on you, you know, and like I said, it's just as simple as, you know, they don't want you to achieve more than they've achieved, right? Sometimes it is embarrassing to them. So it's always good to keep your plans to yourself, even if it is kind of, you know, talking to family. Sometimes it's best, because one thing about family is they will have the most influence on us, right, as individuals, because that's our bloodline. You know, that's our bloodline. We're gonna always want to listen to our moms, our dads, our uncles, our aunts, etc. We're not gonna always think in our mind, oh, they're just saying this to hate on us, or they're just saying this because, you know, we're gonna always want to listen to them. So as soon as you hear, it's different when you hear your family say, no, don't do this, than if you hear it from a friend. If you hear a friend say, no, don't do this, it may go through one ear and come out the next, or you may just be like, oh, she said not to do it, but I'm still gonna do it. So you still have that, a bit of that confidence, you know what I mean? But when it comes to family saying, no, don't do it, you'll feel more discouraged about that, because that's your actual family, that's your blood. So you want to believe that they want the best for you, and you're like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do it. You know, maybe that they know better. You know, maybe I am wrong for trying to pursue this or achieve this, you know? So most likely you're gonna feel more discouraged if family is not, you know, on the same page as you when it comes to your goals and your dreams. So it's best to keep things to yourself. Even with friends, sometimes friends can be low-key competitive. Sometimes friends will low-key, you know, try to sabotage you, you know, or it may be a situation where friends actually do care about you, but they don't see you being on that level, or they may be afraid that you may surpass them, right? So I feel like in general, overall, keep certain things to yourself. When it comes to your business plans, your goals, and all of that stuff, keep that to yourself, and just basically be silent about it. If you do want to talk about it, you know, and you want to talk about it with someone, always go after, you know, seek a professional to talk about it with. Like, seek a mentor, guidance counselor, you know, a life coach, you know, someone that is not related to you or does not know you personally or has no ties to you. Therefore, when you are getting some type of opinion, it's an unbiased opinion. It's someone that is outside the box and they don't know anything about you. So it's most likely going to be a very genuine opinion if you really want an opinion, okay? Also, I would mainly seek out mentors when it comes to businesses, because then, you know, these individuals, business mentors, they have experience. So you know 100% that it's not that they're going to say don't do it, or oh, they have doubt in you. They're already doing the same thing that you're interested in. So they have a lot of knowledge and wisdom about it. Therefore, they can give you the same knowledge and wisdom, okay? So it's better to seek someone that is also in that same profession that you're trying to achieve. Sometimes you do need someone to encourage you and uplift you. That's why I make videos like this, and you can find a lot of other videos like this just on YouTube, right? You know, and other places as well, you know. But sometimes it's good to go to someone who is encouraging and motivated. That's all people need sometimes, is just that boost. It is literally just that conversation to kind of open that door, or to kind of get them going, you know, get the energy going, get them pumped about what it is they have to do. Because you may be low in energy. You may have just went to a family member and they told you, no, don't do it, you know, or you may felt discouraged because you've been through failures a lot and stuff, and sometimes it's just good to watch a nice uplifting video, or talk to someone and just say, I need some encouragement, because that can kind of get you going. You know, don't be afraid to say no. And that's the problem a lot of us have. We are afraid to say no, but you have to understand that sometimes no is going to be a lifesaver, okay? Sometimes no means not going through extra obstacles, you know what I mean? Sometimes no means not going through heartbreak, you know? So sometimes it's really good to say no. That's a very powerful word. Just like yes is a very powerful word, but you don't want to always be the yes person, especially when you are a business owner. You want to always, you know, have that confidence to say no when you can't do something, or when you feel like it's best to say no, because you have to understand that, you know, if you are a business owner, you have to think about also how it's going to affect you, how it's going to affect your brand, how it's going to affect other people. And if it's something that's going to affect you in that way, you want to also make sure you're doing the right thing, okay? If you have a business, or if you're about to sell something, or you have, let's just say you have very good quality products, right? Or you have good quality services, or whatever it is you're going into relating to business, don't be afraid to charge what it is that you are actually worth. A lot of people make this mistake in the beginning of businesses, and it also ties in with don't be afraid to say no, because most of the times you want to do what's right for everybody else. Yes, that's fine to do that, but also don't lower your value as well, trying to please everybody else, and then before you know it, you're kind of in a hole. Before you know it, you're not happy, you're drained, you're tired, and you're not getting what it is that you're actually worth. And a lot of the times that's the reason why people block themselves in businesses and block themselves from being successful, because they lower their value. Okay, and when they lower their value, they end up being unhappy, and then your business ends up suffering. You end up suffering, you know what I mean? And then later on, when you try to upgrade or you try to level up and do certain things, it's hard for people to actually accept that. And they should, because every business upgrades, right? Every business always levels up. That's the whole point of having dreams. You're going to level up, right? But when you are lowering your value from the beginning, what will happen is once you start to level up, people will get upset at you. And they'll try to make you feel guilty, try to make you feel bad, right? So always, charge or sell whatever it is that it's worth, and also make sure that it's good quality as well, right? You want to start something off with good quality from the beginning. Therefore, you don't have to later on go into trying to prove yourself and, trying to clean things up, all of that. You want to start properly from the beginning. Another part of like having a business and being stern with who you are, your product, your brand, etc., is like you cannot be afraid to sell things. Okay, and this happens a lot for to good-hearted, kind people. It's like they're afraid to level up, they're afraid to sell things, they're afraid to add merch, they're afraid to do this or do that because they don't want to upset everybody or upset people. But you have to ask yourself, why are people even upset with you for wanting to sell something that is relating to your brand? If you started out a business, you're going to evolve as a business. You're going to add new things to your business. No one should get upset at you for wanting to add new things to your business, for wanting to sell more in your business. At the end of the day, you have to understand that when people are mad at you for wanting to upgrade and wanting to sell and all of that, it's because they are comfortable with how things used to be. They want you to stay at that same level. Okay, because at that same level, it was one either benefiting them at that level, or that same level, it may have felt to them that you were not upgrading, you were not evolving higher than them. So oftentimes people will get upset at you when you start adding merch or you start adding things to your brand or you start selling stuff, because it's like they want you to stay at a certain level. Right? And it's like sometimes when you add stuff and you evolve, like I said, they feel like you are expanding, you are growing, and it makes them feel like they are kind of stuck in a way, or they feel like they're no longer worthy of your product or worthy of your services. And that's not the truth. They are, but sometimes the insecurities in other people will cause you to go into doubt about what it is you want to do to evolve yourself and grow. You have to understand that, because this happened to me a lot. Okay, this happened to me a lot. The point of a business is to grow, evolve. You're not supposed to stay at one level. Businesses evolve all the time. Apple had to start from somewhere. Mac had to start from somewhere. Sephora had to start from somewhere. Nike and Adidas had to start from somewhere. YouTube had to start from somewhere. Google had to start from somewhere. Do you get where I'm coming from? Everyone always starts at a certain level, but you cannot be afraid to evolve. You cannot be afraid to add to your business, okay? Doesn't matter what anybody else says. Like I said, most of the time they just want you to stay at that level because that's what they're comfortable with. When you start evolving, it makes them uncomfortable. So people will try to put doubt in your mind. Like I said, this happened to me a lot, where like I would add stuff to my brand, I would make extended videos and all of that stuff, and people would get upset at me for even having a Patreon and stuff. And it's like, when you have a business, why would you not expand? Why would you not add on other platforms? Like, why would you not add YouTube, Instagram, and all that stuff? Why not have a Patreon? Why not have a podcast? Why? Do you get where I'm coming from? It's like you can't always just stay at one level. You have to evolve eventually. And people will try to use this excuse of, oh, you're just money hungry, you're just after this, you're just after that. And most of the time, that's not even the case. It's just that sometimes people want smaller platforms, with smaller groups of people. Well, for me, I can speak for me, you know, it's a lot easier speaking about certain things in a small group setting rather than speaking in a big setting on YouTube, you know what I mean, and getting more stones thrown at me. I would rather be in a smaller setting to discuss more serious topics, and then YouTube discuss more controversial topics that can relate to more people, etc. There's nothing wrong with cleaning up your brand and organizing your brand, organizing your business, right? Not everyone's gonna like it, okay? Most of the times people will start complaining and having all the negative things to say about you for evolving when it's no longer on their level, when either they can't afford it, or it's a situation where they just feel like you're evolving, like I said, and they kind of use that you're money hungry as a cover up, you know what I mean, to cover up their insecurities, or they just don't want to support you. You know, they want to get free things, you know, they want to watch free things, you know, and it's kind of like they just don't want to support you low key, but they try to cover it up. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you can't afford it, there's nothing wrong with you can't afford it, you know what I mean? But don't let anyone try to block you from evolving and from adding extra, you know, benefits to your business because it does not suit their needs, okay? Because at the end of the day, you are a business, you're growing a business, you're growing a brand, you got to evolve. You cannot stay on one level. And you have to understand that most of the times the same people that complain about you evolving, adding merch, or doing whatever you're doing with your business, you know, some people will come to you and ask for discounts. There's nothing wrong with someone coming to you and asking for discounts. This happens a lot with family. Like, hey, can I get a discount for this? Can I get a discount for that? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with giving discounts and being helpful to other people. But you have to understand too that if you are a brand or a business, you got to keep it professional. If your prices are one price, you got to keep it that price unless you're upgrading or you're doing discounts on your website. You know, don't just say, I'm going to give you a discount, give you a discount. People take advantage of that, right? At the end of the day, you're not going to see. That's why a lot of businesses also fail, because if you have a business, you also can't be too nice, right? You'll get taken advantage of. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do you expect to evolve and grow if you keep getting taken advantage of? If you keep giving everyone discounts because they want it, you know, or because you're trying to make them happy, right? At the end of the day, how is that going to also benefit you? It's good to do nice things behind the scenes. I give away all the time. I don't have to talk about it. Most people give away things all the time and they don't have to talk about it. Just give low key to people, you know, who God tells you to give to low key, and just be humble about it. Don't talk about it or anything like that, right? But at the same time, also know, use your discernment and have restrictions, have limits, you know what I mean? Because the same people that complain about either prices or want discounts, or they don't want to support you on other platforms, or whatever your business is, they don't want to support your other business or whatever. These are the same individuals that complain, but then they have no issues paying for their cell phone bill. They have no issues going to Taco Bell. They have no issues buying a coffee every morning. They have no issues buying expensive shoes. They have no issues buying certain things. But when it comes to supporting you, they will complain and try to make you feel bad, or make you even feel unworthy of even selling. So do not let anyone try to make you feel unworthy or make you feel bad because you are leveling up in business, okay? And you can't be afraid of what people are gonna think. At the end of the day, like I said, you have to evolve. You can't stay at one level. You know, the whole point of having a business and the whole point of being successful is you gotta do something that you love to do. And the best type of success to have and the best type of career to have is a career that uplifts you, a career that makes you happy, a career that you wake up every day and you cannot wait to do it, right? So if that's the kind of career that you have and that's what you're going to be doing, then that's the best type of, you know, success you can have, because you're getting paid from something that you love to do. And not everyone is on that level too. Not everyone is working at a place they want to work at. Not everyone is getting paid from something they love to do, right? Most people are stuck in the box and they end up settling. And because they end up settling, they will try to block you, and they want you to settle too. They want you to settle too. They don't want to see you grow and evolve. Okay, so you have to think outside the box and not think inside the box. Okay? If you remember, see, even like Jesus, he started out as a carpenter. You know, people in his hometown never accepted him. They never, you know, they never loved him like that. You know, they didn't give him the praise, and they did not give him the recognition that he deserved. He had to go outside of his hometown to receive the praise, the recognitions that he actually deserved, right? So he went outside of his hometown to fulfill his dream, to fulfill what God has given him, the gift that God has given him, right? And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, then once he started to grow and evolve, Jesus started to get haters. And that's what happens. When you grow and evolve, you start to get haters. And most of the times it's people that either were there when you first started, and, you know, or it's people that come in out of nowhere. They're new and they're coming out of nowhere, and then they start hating on you. But low-key, there are some who may have been there from like the beginning of your business, when you were able to give away free stuff, you were able to spoil everybody, you were able, you know. And then what happens is, once you raise your standards and you are worth more now, and you evolve now, they feel some type of way because you have evolved. And that happened with Jesus too. You know what I mean? When he didn't do some of the things that he usually does, and he left with his disciples, and people started feeling some type of way. You know, people started feeling some type of way. So even Judah felt some type of way. That's why he did what he did, right? So you have to understand that, you know, when you level up, you're going to start seeing a lot more haters. And then even when you level up and you evolve, you're going to see the true colors of people that were there when you were giving, and you did not really know your value. And when your value starts to go up, you'll notice that some of these same people are the ones that are feeling some type of way because you're evolving, and they will end up exposing themselves, okay? But one thing you have to do is you don't let that discourage you and stop you from growing. Don't be afraid to advertise. Don't be afraid to grow. I know in the beginning, when I started having merch and products and stuff like that, I was afraid to advertise my stuff because I had people accusing me of being money hungry and stuff because I had a Patreon, or because I had extended videos. When I was giving away a lot of free content, I was posting videos all the time. But as soon as I have an extended, or I have a Patreon, all of a sudden everybody was mad at me, right? So I was afraid to advertise my products, you know. And that's the thing. You cannot be afraid to level up. Stop being afraid to level up. They want you to be afraid to level up because, like I said, you leveling up makes people feel uncomfortable. Okay, it just shows, it's just proof, and it's just an indicator that you're evolving, right? And not everyone wants to admit that someone is evolving and they may be stuck, or they may not get the type of treatments they got before. Not everyone's going to be okay with that, right? So you can't be afraid to advertise. You can't be afraid to sell products if you have products, especially if they're good quality. I mean, it's not like you're doing something that you don't like to do. It's not that you're trying to fraud people out. It's not that you're trying to sell low quality products. If you have good products and this is something that you worked hard on and you are proud of it, don't be afraid to advertise. You see things advertising on the TV all the time. The same people who are complaining that you're advertising stuff now, or you're advertising products, are probably the same people that are going to go out there and buy products from other advertisements, right? Don't be afraid to advertise your success. Don't be afraid to show people that your stuff is working, your products are working. Don't be afraid to show people, look, I'm evolving. That's the whole point of being a business. You have to grow. That's the whole point of having a business. You grow. If you don't grow and you stay on the same level, what's the point? If you go backwards, what's the point? You have to always evolve, okay? Always evolve. You know, always change things. Don't be afraid to change. People are afraid of change. And I never understood why people are afraid of change. I'm the kind of person, I love change. I can't be doing the same thing 24/7 all the time. I have to always be changing things. I get bored easily, and that's another part of, you know, having a business, having a brand, or having, you know, whatever you're doing. You got to always find ways to evolve, find ways to change it. Okay, change things around. Could even be like your home, change things around. You know, if you have a business, add things to your business. Take things out that no longer serve you and add things to it. If you're stuck on the same level doing something consistently, you're going to get bored. And once you get bored, you're not going to be authentic anymore in what it is that you want to do. Right? You get bored of what it is you want to do. And then you start not loving what it is that you once loved. Because while you're staying at a specific level to please everybody else, but you're not doing anything that's benefiting you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. If you're not benefiting yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, how are you going to benefit other people? How are you going to help other people? So you can't be afraid to evolve. You can't be afraid to always advance into other areas. You can't be afraid to be different and to start changing things. Change is good sometimes. Not everyone's going to be okay with it, but are you okay with it? Are you comfortable with it? And once you say, yes, I'm okay with it, I'm comfortable with it, then those who love you and support you will rock with you and they'll be comfortable with it too. It's just that simple. You know, get up every day and get ready every day. This is something I'm still trying to work on. Sometimes it's easy for us to just get up and walk around in our pajamas and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, when you get up every day and you make up your bed every day and you actually get ready for the day, it's like you automatically shift the way you feel inside. You may not feel as depressed. You may not feel sad. You just may actually feel like you want to do stuff now because you're ready. You're like, okay, I'm already ready. I'm already dressed. Now I want to do stuff, you know? And not only that, but now it's like you don't have to get ready to go and do something. It's like you're already ready. You know, you're already prepared. If you get a phone call or if you get an idea, you can just act on it right away. You don't have to worry about, oh, I gotta go do my hair. I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that. You're already dressed. You're already ready to go. Once you get that idea, that phone call, you're ready to go. Like, don't be afraid to hire people to help you. You can't do everything yourself. One thing about me is I was doing everything myself, like everything myself, right? And I still kind of do most of the stuff myself because if it's not done properly, I'll get annoyed. So I'm the kind of person, I like to do things myself. So if I mess up, I can blame myself and then I can just start over again, you know? But if you can hire someone to help you in certain areas, don't be ashamed to do it. If you need someone to build you a website, you need someone to help you with ads, don't be afraid to hire someone to help you with this stuff. You know, we can't do everything ourselves. Sometimes a part of business is also investing. You know, investing in the right people, investing in people that know what they're doing, that have a specific knowledge on that specific category. I may not be as knowledgeable in like ads or knowledgeable in advertising, so I may have to hire someone to advertise things for me because that's not my field. That's not my gift, right? My gift is creating the content, right? So you can't be afraid to ask people or to hire someone behind the scenes to help you, okay? Because at the end of the day, we can't do everything ourselves. Like we're good, we're superhumans, but we're not like, you know, we're not God, you know? And that's why there's many people with many different gifts. So if you have a business, don't be afraid to hire someone to help you in certain areas. Like I said before, most people are afraid to be successful because they think it comes with a lot of problems. Yes, success comes with a lot of problems, okay? But like everything else in life, like the example I told you guys in the beginning with the almond milk, you can always find a resolution. You know, it's better than actually not doing it. You know what I mean? But you also have to understand, it's like the video game analogy I gave you guys before. Like, you're going to always have to level up. You're going to always have to face a new boss. In like Super Mario, you get to the ending of the level, you got to fight a boss, and you get to the next level, you got to fight a boss. But every level that Super Mario went on, he got better superpowers. He was stronger, you know? All the levels end up getting better, but then all the haters get worse, right? They get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's the same thing when it comes to being successful and growing and evolving in your life. You're gonna always have these issues. The best thing to do is to do it. Even though it's like, would you rather not do it and regret it and be in the category, be in the box with people who are miserable and hating? Or would you rather say, you know what, I'm gonna be outside the box, I'm gonna have to fight these, you know, these bosses at each level, but I'm gonna be happy and content with the fact that I actually never gave up on my dream and I kept pushing through, and I'm actually here today. No matter what I had to endure, I'm here today. So it's better to have that mindset and just know that no matter what, yes, you're gonna have problems, but wouldn't you rather have problems doing something that you love and being successful at it, rather than going through the same problems, doing something you don't love to do, or doing something for someone else and not being able to achieve what it is you want to achieve and feeling like you have regrets, or you feel like you are now actually a failure because you never achieved what it is that you wanted to achieve, okay? You have to remember that it's a lot easier to hate and to be on the team that hates than being on the team that's evolving, okay? So most people, because they don't want to be on the team that receives the most heat, and it's always the ones that are going after their dreams receiving the most heat, you know, they end up choosing to be on the other team, which is to avoid going through the heat because they can't endure it. They're not strong enough to endure what it is you can endure, okay? The last thing, guys, is like literally just be unique. Be yourself, be unique. That's what makes you you. That's what makes your brand your brand. That's what makes your business your business. Like, be unique. Don't be like everybody else. Like I said before, don't be afraid to make changes. You know what I mean? You have to also think about how it's going to affect you, because if you are the business owner, you are the person that is making things happen, there's a part of you that has to be happy. You have to be happy. In order to help people, to love what you do, you got to be happy, right? So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to make changes, and not everyone's going to be comfortable with these changes. Sometimes when you get to different levels, the people that did not support you, you have to end up leaving them behind, and then you end up leveling up and meeting people on that next level, okay? And then if you level up from that, if they don't support you because you're leveling up from that level, you're going to meet people on higher levels, okay? So you can't be afraid to level up and to change. So that's all for today, guys. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys soon. Bye.